Bienvenido a Buenos Aires. +14 hours of travel and we have arrived at Ezeiza Airport, which serves the Buenos Aires area with international and some domestic flights. It is the largest international airport in Argentina. If you're interested in an airport tour from the US to Argentina, let us know in the comments below. After deplaning, we headed to immigration, a fairly short walk from the Copa Airlines terminal. This was summertime with an early morning arrival, and the lines were not too bad. There is no required documentation on vaccination at the time of this filming. A reminder to always check your embassy's website for the latest travel requirements for your destination before you travel. Travel tip number 1. Have the address of where you're staying ready to go while you wait in the immigration line. We'll be staying in the Palermo neighborhood of Buenos Aires during this trip. Right as you exit baggage claim, there are several transportation services, including taxis, buses, and car rentals, ready to get you to your final destination. It's a little freeform. You'll get asked if you need a ride, or you can join whichever line you prefer. Most of these services accept foreign currency, so don't worry if you don't get a chance to visit a currency exchange beforehand. You'll get an in-depth breakdown of the exchange rates, the local economy, and tips on where to get the best bang for your foreign buck a little later in this video. The cab ride from Ezeiza to Palermo is about 35 kilometers, an hour's drive northeast. It's a fairly smooth ride getting into the city. We're in Palermo. I'm about 7 minutes away from the park, so we'll take a quick walk through the neighborhood. This is Plaza Sicilia. Okay, you're here now. How do you reach people? The big three cell phone providers, Personal, Claro, and Movistar, have prepaid plans with some starting at 100 pesos and monthly plans for around 700 pesos. I still don't have any local currency, so now we're on a mission to change that. In Argentina, cash is king. One of the best places for tourists to exchange currency is on Florida Street in the Retiro neighborhood. Pass through Plaza San Martin, and here we are. In Argentina, there's the official currency rates and then the unofficial rates, which was around 350% dollar to peso ratio at this time of filming. Florida Street is a good place to begin because it's very tourist forward and you can get a lot of services including local tours, electronics, food, and clothing options in a single place. You'll hear throughout the street. You can approach someone and they should be able to help you in this regard. Travel tip number 2. While the airport currency exchange may be convenient, check currency exchange apps like XE for official rates. Florida Street is tourist central. Here you can exchange foreign currency for Argentine pesos, although US dollars are preferred. You'll find some souvenirs here on Florida Street, but for more of those, we'll head to Caminito in another video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment letting us know how you're liking this video so far. There's a network of people here to help tourists and honestly themselves get the best out of Buenos Aires. Be careful who you follow and where, since these are technically black market rates. Stay vigilant. My experience exchanging one currency for another here was safe and efficient. It's important to know that different people will have different rates, so ask around, and some quick maths can help you determine if you're getting the best bang for your buck. Travel tip number 3. Exchange small amounts like $200 and try to shop around if you're exchanging large sums. For cell service, I would recommend getting a prepaid card and getting more data. My SIM card performed okay, and I tried to use any free public Wi-Fi I could get, including at the airport. Next time, I'll get a local SIM card because having quick access to the internet makes it easier to communicate, especially since WhatsApp is the main communication platform used here. Most local businesses, shops, can also be contacted through WhatsApp. One of the easiest ways to get around Buenos Aires is by using public transit. You should get a SUBE card, your ticket to Argentina's national transportation system. SUBE cards are available at subte stations, these are underground rail networks in Buenos Aires, across the 8 tourist assistance centers in Buenos Aires, and at many kioscos, these are corner stores around the city. Buses run 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and cover the whole city, meaning that you rarely find yourself more than a few blocks away from a bus stop. The Metrobus is also a rapid service transit system using dedicated bus lanes to cut journey times on several of the city's main arteries. Several Metro bus stops have free Wi-Fi access. FYI. Now a little more about the Strip. I chose to stay in Palermo because of how central it felt to cultural sites and its proximity to other neighborhoods. Palermo can be subdivided into roughly 13 neighborhoods. Palermo Nuevo, where I stayed, also houses the Palermo Woods, which are the largest green area in the city of Buenos Aires, and include landmarks such as the Rose Garden, the Eduardo Sivori Museum, a municipal art museum named after Eduardo Sivori, who founded the first artisan guild in Argentina, and the Galileo Galilei Planetarium. Palermo is not lacking in restaurants, activities, and sites, as it also houses some of the wealthiest population in the city. While there are hotels around, I chose an Airbnb to feel more integrated into the city and the culture. Airbnb for places in Palermo and neighboring Recoleta range for about $40 to $180 per night at the time of this filming. Perhaps best known as the polo capital of the world, each year in November, the city hosts the Argentine Polo Open. Palermo is also home to the Museum of Decorative Arts, the Latin American Museum of Buenos Aires, and the Buenos Aires Botanical Garden, among others. With various important sites and a bustling nightlife, Palermo is filled with activity. It is safe to walk around during the day and also at night, and it's not uncommon for people to be out having dinner around 11 p.m. or grabbing drinks past midnight. The city feels very alive at all hours of the day. I most definitely would like to visit again, see more neighborhoods, and venture into other parts of the greater Buenos Aires area, which we'll be doing in the next video, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, leave a comment below. Stay tuned for more adventures. Deep within the heart of Buenos Aires lies a fascinating region known as the Tigre Delta. A unique network of islands and waterways, the Tigre Delta holds rich history and offers an array of captivating experiences. Let us embark on a journey through time, delving into the past, discovering the hidden gems of the island, and exploring where to stay and what to do in this captivating region. The history of the Tigre Delta dates back centuries, shaped by indigenous tribes, Spanish colonizers, and waves of immigration. We learn of the first inhabitants, the Guarani people, and their harmonious relationship with the lush landscape. The arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century introduced a new era, marked by economic prosperity, driven by timber and fruit production. As European settlers and immigrants flocked to the area, the Tigre Delta transformed into a vibrant cultural melting pot. However, it did not last. Attention swiftly shifted amongst the fickle Buenos Aires elite to expansion of luxury resorts on the Atlantic coast. The once grand colonial mansions and ornate riverside promenades fell into disrepair. Except for those working the land, the Tigre was all but abandoned. But all was not lost, and in the decades that followed, artists and musicians were enchanted by this rundown, watery world. This created a bohemian and somewhat eccentric vibe amongst the communities that settled here. And in recent years, with the assistance of a huge regeneration works by the tourism board, the beauty of Tigre Buenos Aires has been completely rediscovered. The Tigre Delta is a picturesque labyrinth of islands, canals, and rivers. Exploring the islands reveal a tapestry of charming communities and architectural marvels. One can marvel at the historic Tigre Club or visit the elegant homes nestled amidst lush vegetation. boat ride through the delta's intricate network of waterways reveal hidden channels, natural reserves, and serene landscapes that evoke a sense of tranquility and wonder. As the gateway to a vast 300-kilometer network of rivers and wetlands that is the Tigre Delta, there are two very different sides of the Tigre to explore. Only accessible by boat, the islands are completely off-grid with no main electricity or water supply. The laid-back, charming way of living in this part of Tigre, Buenos Aires is what draws tourists and porteños alike out of the well-loved big city vibe of the capital. For those seeking an immersive experience of the Tigre Delta, a range of accommodation options awaits. Quaint guest houses and boutique hotels dot the islands, offering a chance to wake up to breathtaking river views and embrace the region's serenity. Alternatively, one can opt for a stay in a traditional wooden house, providing a glimpse into the history and traditions of the area. The Tigre Delta offers a plethora of activities to indulge in. Probably the most popular thing to do in Tigre, Buenos Aires is to take a boat trip around some of the canals and islands. As soon as you near the water in the Estación Fluvial, you're likely to be approached by a boat tour operator. There are a few different kinds of options to choose from to explore Tigre's waterways, so it's good to have an idea of the kind of boat trip you'd prefer and get your haggle on. You have the larger catamarans that have a couple of decks. They tend to offer a full or half-day excursions and have better views as you can sit up top. However, due to their size, they have to stick to the main channels of the Tigre Delta. You also have the smaller wooden boats that can access the narrower parts and take you deeper into the Tigre Delta. Some of these run guided tours, usually for about an hour. If you're after a more individual experience, you can hire a private boat to take you around the waterways. This is a good option if you prefer to have more input into your route and wish to take multiple stop-offs. Visitors can also embark on kayaking or canoeing adventures along the winding waterways, venturing deep into the heart of the Delta's hidden corners. Taking a guided boat tour provides a unique perspective, unveiling the Delta's wildlife and rich ecosystem. Many of the islands are inhabited, and you'll learn about the fascinating rural lives people live here. For instance, instead of a school bus, they have a school boat. And if you need to get to the shop, you don't jump in your car, you jump in your boat. Other islands are uninhabited and are where you'll find more wildlife around, particularly birds such as woodpeckers, hummingbirds. There are also capybaras, otters, and the pampas cat. There are once larger cats wandering these parts too. In fact, the name tigre originates from the jaguarete, or jaguar. Sadly, these were hunted to near extinction, so the chances of bumping into one is very slim. For those seeking cultural experiences, the Museo de Arte Tigre showcases a diverse collection of art and a sculpture garden to explore, while Puerto de Frutos is a tourist hub with its artisan crafts and regional delicacies. Someone described it as a giant outdoor Etsy. Think countless wicker and wooden goods, souvenirs, and such. There are also a few food stalls selling fresh produce, as well as food trucks and a few restaurants. Right near Puerto de Frutos is Science Peña, a boulevard decorated with lots of colorful street art, and a great place to see an alternative side to Tigre, Argentina. You can also opt for the Tigre hop-on, hop-off bus as a convenient way to get around. The included audio guide will help you learn more about Tigre's history, people, and culture. If you want more excitement, you can always check out Parque de la Costa amusement park, although it's probably better if you have kids, as it's not that exciting. No exploration of the Tigre Delta would be complete without savoring its culinary offerings. From traditional Argentinian barbecue to riverside seafood restaurants, the region's cuisine is a delightful blend of flavors. Indulge in local specialties like freshly caught river fish and mate, Argentina's beloved herbal tea. A visit to one of the Delta's charming cafes is a perfect way to unwind and soak in the region's relaxed atmosphere. Tigre Buenos Aires is best explored during summer months, but late spring and early autumn days are also pleasant. So you're looking at October to April for the best weather. Because the Tigre Delta is such a popular spot for weekend trips from Buenos Aires, it will be much quieter during the week. It's also best to avoid long bank holiday weekends. Easter weekend, for example, is packed. We're only in the Tigre on a day trip and wish we had the time to stay overnight on one of the islands. From camping to full-on luxury spa and wellness resorts, there are options for every travel style. Need more info? We've compiled a list in our blog linked in the description. So how do you get to Tigre from Buenos Aires? Being just 35 kilometers north of the city of Buenos Aires, you have quite a few options when it comes to how to get to Tigre from the city. The first option is to take the bus to Estación Maipú. It's around a 45-minute journey depending on where you are in Buenos Aires. Then you need to hop onto the Tren de la Costa to take the train from Buenos Aires to Tigre. This is technically the tourist train, and it's a 30-minute 10-stop ride to Tigre. If you have the time, there are some nice places to stop and visit, most notably Paranca Station, which has a large outdoor flea market by the train station, and also the San Isidro Station, which has a nice church and a more Palermo vibe to it. If you want to stop by the river, do so at Anchorena Station. This way, you'll get to appreciate real coastal views. Keep in mind that if you get off the train, you'll have to pay for a new ticket when you get back on. The cost for the Tren de la Costa as a foreigner using a SUBE card is about $1 per person each way. There is a faster train option you can take from Buenos Aires to Tigre. That is the Mitre train line that departs from the Retiro train station in downtown Buenos Aires and passes through Belgrano C for those staying in Palermo. You'll need to get off at the last train stop, which also happens to be the Tigre station. The ride takes about 50 minutes with buses running every 10 to 20 minutes depending on the time and day of the week. You can also take a taxi or Uber to get to Tigre. I would not recommend the local direct bus unless you have a lot of time to spare. If you do, you can take the number 60 from Buenos Aires to Tigre. If you only have a couple of days in Buenos Aires, your time may be better spent in the city since there's so many incredible districts to explore. Nevertheless, a day trip to Tigre is a nice option for longer stays. As our journey through the history of the Tigre Delta comes to a close, we find ourselves captivated by its intricate past and enchanted by its natural beauty. Whether navigating its waterways, discovering its islands, or immersing oneself in its cultural experiences, the Tigre Delta in Buenos Aires offers a truly unique adventure. So pack your bags, embark on a voyage through time, and let the magic of Tigre Delta unfold before your eyes. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures. Thank you. Stay tuned for more adventures. We're back in the city of Buenos Aires, and this time we're taking a city bus tour. If you haven't yet, check out our exploration of the Tigre Delta in the last video. You can visit buenosairesbus.com for tickets and routes. We begin our tour in Recoleta. The bus tour offers an audio guide in 9 languages, including English, Mandarin, French, Italian, German, Japanese, Portuguese, Russian, and of course, Spanish. The city tour bus uses a hop-on, hop-off system, which means you can ride as many times and visit as many stops for the duration of your ticket, which are available in either 24 or 48-hour blocks. The city tour bus also features an open-top area for panoramic views of this beautiful city. This is the Palacio de Justicia, seat of the Supreme Court of Argentina. It was established on January 15, 1863. This building was designed by French architect Norbert Maillard in 1906 and was initially inaugurated in 1910. Both logistical and aesthetic work would continue on the building until its completion in 1942. Here we have the Obelisco de Buenos Aires. It is a national monument and an icon of Buenos Aires. Located in the Plaza de República, it was erected in 1936 to commemorate the 400-year anniversary of the first foundation of the city. It is approximately 71.5 meters or 235 feet. It was designed by architect Alberto Prebisch. There was a church dedicated to St. Nicholas of Bari, which was demolished where the obelisk now stands. In that church, the Argentine flag was officially hoisted for the first time in Buenos Aires in 1812. That is inscribed on the north side of the obelisk, in case you're wondering. This is the Metropolitan Cathedral. It is the Catholic Church's main site in Argentina and is where Pope Francis used to perform Mass before assuming office in the Vatican in 2013. In Bergoglio's honor, the cathedral now houses the Pope Francis Museum, which exhibits some of his personal and liturgical objects. This is Plaza de Mayo. Its name is a tribute to the revolution of May 25, 1810, which occurred here and ignited the Argentine independence. It is also the place where the city was founded for the second time in 1580 by Juan de Garay, with the name of City of the Holy Trinity and Port of Santa Maria del Buen Aire. Dominating the Plaza de Mayo is Casa Rosada, or Pink House. The seat of Argentine national government, it also houses the president's office. Casa Rosada was constructed on the site of a fort established by the Spanish in 1580 and used by the Spanish colonial viceroys. After independence, the fort was redeveloped into a customs house by British architect Edward Taylor, and later in 1862, the building was chosen by President Bartolomé Mitre to be the seat of his government. The rest, as they say, is history. Where would you like to explore in Buenos Aires? Let us know in the comment section below. This monument, inaugurated in 1914, is the work of Belgians Jules de Lache and Eugenio de Hic, the architect who designed the base, built with stone from the French city of Nantes. The main sculpture symbolizes the Republic and is made of dark bronze. Two female figures evoke the Assembly of 1813 and the Tucuman Congress of 1816, when national independence was declared. In the Plaza del Congreso stands a monolith that indicates kilometer zero of the national routes. Yes, that is Evita Perón outlined on the building. We'll explore Caminito in the next video, so be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned when that comes out. If you're liking this video so far, hit the like button and let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Let's continue our city bus tour. This is the Faculty of Law at the University of Buenos Aires, the largest university in Argentina. It is the alma mater of 15 Argentine presidents. Created in 2002, Florales Genérica is a sculpture made of steel and aluminum located in the Plaza de las Naciones Unidas, Avenida Figueroa Alcorta, Buenos Aires, a gift to the city by the Argentine architect Eduardo Catalano. Catalano once said that the flower is a synthesis of all the flowers and at the same time, a hope reborn every day at opening. It opens in the morning and closes in the evening. Museo de Arte Latinoamericano de Buenos Aires is a museum located on Figueroa Alcorta Avenue in the Palermo section of Buenos Aires. Created by Argentine businessman Eduardo Constantini, the museum is operated by the not-for-profit Fundación Malba Constantini and was established on September 21, 2001. Through the woods there is Centro Cultural Islámico, custodio de las dos sagradas mezquitas Rey Fahd. It is a mosque and a center for Islamic culture here in Buenos Aires. Designed by Saudi architect Zuhair Fayez and completed in the year 2000, it became the largest mosque in Latin America. Stay tuned for more adventures. Today we're visiting Caminito. In the heart of Buenos Aires' La Boca neighborhood, Caminito stands as a testament to the vibrant history and artistic soul of Argentina's capital city. La Boca is about 8 kilometers south of Retiro, approximately 30-minute drive. This iconic street, known for its colorful facades, tango music, and bohemian atmosphere, weaves a compelling tale of passion, resilience, and creativity. Throughout this video, we'll share a few tips to make the best out of your time in Caminito. The city bus tour takes you through this neighborhood, so don't forget to check out our last video if you have not seen that yet. The story of Caminito begins in the late 19th century when the Boca neighborhood was a hub of activity, bustling with European immigrants who came seeking opportunities in the New World. As the port of Buenos Aires flourished, many workers settled in this vibrant area, giving birth to the unique culture and identity that define Caminito today. The name Caminito, meaning little path in Spanish, came from a popular tango song, encapsulating the essence of this picturesque street. Many artists display their work along the street, and you might even witness a spontaneous tango performance. Thanks to the fusion of different cultures, one of the most important musical styles of the country emerged: tango. Caminito quickly became a haven for artists and musicians, drawn to its cobbled streets and colorful architecture. Caminito is a pleasant place to learn the tango origins and admire the different artistic works exhibited. Strolling along the iconic Caminito, visitors are treated to a kaleidoscope of colors as the buildings don vibrant shades and display captivating murals. It is also possible to admire hundreds of murals with deep social meanings that stand out in the walls of the neighborhood. While Caminito thrived as an artistic enclave, it faced challenges over the years. Economic hardships and political changes caused fluctuations in the neighborhood's fortunes. However, its true essence endured, and in the 1950s, local artist Benito Quinquela Martin spearheaded a revitalization effort using the tenements as his canvas. He painted them in bright colors, turning Caminito into an open-air museum. Today, it stands as one of the city's most iconic landmarks, attracting tourists and locals alike. The tenement buildings made of wood and sheet metal are typical of the conventillos. Precarious, communal dwellings built by genuine immigrants starting in the late 19th century. Many of the buildings here are built on raised foundations due to the frequent floods in the past. Street performers and tango dancers add to the lively ambiance, inviting spectators to join in on the rhythm of the dance. The artists that call Caminito home found inspiration in the neighborhood's humble surroundings, creating masterpieces that reflected the essence of Buenos Aires' working-class spirit. Caminito is a popular tourist destination, and it can get quite crowded, especially during peak tourist seasons. To avoid the crowds and fully enjoy the experience, consider visiting Caminito early in the morning or later in the afternoon. Weekdays might also be less crowded than weekends. Arriving early allows you to explore the area, take photographs, and soak in the atmosphere without the bustling crowds. Fundación Proa, an art museum and cultural center, showcases contemporary Argentinian artists and offers breathtaking views of the city from its terrace. La Bombonera Stadium, which we saw earlier painted in blue and yellow, is home to the famous Boca Juniors football club. It's a pilgrimage site for soccer enthusiasts. A visit to the Museo de la Pasión Boquense provides insight into Boca Juniors' history and devoted fans. Artisan shops line the streets, offering unique handicrafts and souvenirs to commemorate the visit. I felt very safe walking around in Caminito and didn't have to worry about any of the items I was getting or any of the deals I was making with the artisans there. Additionally, if you're interested in purchasing souvenirs or artwork from local vendors, engage in friendly conversation and negotiation. Buying directly from the artist not only ensures authenticity, but also provides you with a unique memento of your visit. The nearby Boca Craft Market is a treasure trove of traditional Argentinian crafts, from handmade leather goods to intricate textiles. As we wander through the Boca neighborhood, we encounter various attractions that breathe life into its history. If you're liking this video so far, hit that like button and let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. Caminito is not just a street, it's a living, breathing canvas that reflects the local culture and history. Take the time to engage with the local artists, street performers, and tango dancers. Engaging with the local culture not only enhances your experience, but also supports the livelihoods of those who contribute to the vibrant ambiance of Caminito. This is Encuentro Nativo, one of the top-rated restaurants in Caminito and recognized as a traveler's choice in 2022 on TripAdvisor. Here, you can enjoy your meal with tango dancers and a singer. While Caminito is a colorful and picturesque location, remember that it's also a neighborhood where people live and work. Always ask permission before capturing someone's portrait. Caminito remains an enchanting blend of history, art, and passion. From its humble origins as a little path to its current status as a celebrated open-air museum, Caminito stands as a testament to the unwavering spirit of the Argentinian people. Artistic work of great importance are also exhibited, as Herrero Boquense, La Familia, among others. All works were donated by renowned artists in order to beautify and brighten up this walk. As we bid farewell to this vibrant tapestry of colors and culture, we carry with us the echoes of tango, the allure of art, and the enduring magic of Caminito and the Boca neighborhood. Stay tuned for more adventures.